We are checking out some Warspear models. I haven't tried these in a while, so it's pretty cool to see how far they've come since the last time I tried them, which was a couple of years ago. So we're gonna start it off with the TERIMA, which we have 3 different versions of, and it has a unique front flipping action. So, very long, very slim. Let's check this one out real quick. So, very, very smooth. Nice texturing on this jimping. It is nice and sharp. It allows you to do the wrap over. You can't really do the side finger, but the thumb is great, man. It's almost like lighting a lighter. It's actually just like lighting a lighter. If you can light a lighter, you can definitely flick this. And it sounds like it. The blade steel on these are, I don't know. Does it say? I'll have to look it up and put it on the screen. It doesn't say anywhere, not that I see. So hopefully they're 14C28 end. Let's check the locks. That one's rock solid. That one's rock solid. This one has some no, it's good. It's solid. It just needs to be opened and closed a couple times probably. Yeah, it's good. Good access to the lock bar. Very, very smooth on the drop. The detent, it needs to be a little bit on the lighter side for something like this because of, it's a front flipper. But I will say this one's a little bit on the stronger side. This one's tuned just perfect. This one's pretty perfect too. Yeah, this one's good too. This one's a little bit on the stronger side, but it's still good, and that'll break in. Deep carry clip. You can see we have steel liners. I like that texturing on the lock bar right there. They did a good job with that. Sharp control and plunge grind. I'm not gonna bitch about it. It's okay. I always like more, but this is a very narrow blade. Very slicey too. They did a good job with the geometry with this. It's not super duper slicey, but it's also not thick. It's very, it's very slicey. So it'll be plenty slicey for something like this. A lot of times when you see narrow blades like this, they tend to be very robust and thick. The spine is robust on this, but the edge is nice and thin. The handle. Very, very slim. It's a little too big, in my opinion, to be like a CEO, but it's damn close to it. Damn close. I do like the look of it. It does have a nice, attractive look. Good quality G10. These are contoured. Obviously, you see 3 different colors. Deep carry clip is inset, and it does have pretty much inset screws. It's kind of a happy medium. They're good enough, though. T6 hardware. I usually prefer T8s, but this front flipper, man, works great. They did a good job with it. So, for only having 1 deployment, it's definitely a good deployment. Reliable flipping action. And if you're not good at front flippers, this one would probably be pretty easy for you. So yeah, there you guys go. I can't really complain about too much except for the T6s. I don't know the blade steel or the price, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's check out this next one. Really quick, I'm inserting this in after I was done recording because at the end of the video, I wound up checking out the prices. These things are around $20. D2 steel. I can't complain about much here, man. These things are really, really good. Between $21 and $23. That is an amazing, amazing value for these knives. So, considering how well done they are and D2 steel, which is a great steel for $20, yeah, all in all, man, this is a no-brainer. This is a no-brainer. If you're looking for a around $20 knife and you want something of good quality that has good, build quality, fit and finish, and just, an overall good pocket tool, these guys might be worth, or are, sorry, not might, they are worth checking out. So very cool. The next one is the DEGORY, and we have 3 different versions of this one as well. It's cool getting to try out multiple different examples of the same model because then it gives you a good idea of how the quality is going to be across the board. These are beautiful blade shapes. I love a good harpoon. Again, I don't know the blade steel. Gonna have to look that up. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, again, I don't know. We'll see. I'll put it up on the screen, but I love this harpoon blade shape, man. The only thing they make it better is that they put jimping right here. you know, but my goodness. And you know what? It doesn't go straight either. It's a harpoon drop point. It tapers down. It doesn't just drop straight. Very, very smooth. This flipper tab is positioned so well. It has really good jimping, nice sharp jimping, but if you look, it's like, it's angled up like this. It's angled up like this, which kind of gives you a flat spot to place your finger and pull down, but it's just so high relative to the pivot, relative to the center of the pivot. So it is very snappy, like very, very snappy, and you can easily reverse flick, at least off of this one. Let's check out these ones, see if the detent is consistent. Ooh, this one's the smoothest one so far. Let me check that again. Ah, they're both very smooth. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, very good detent, man. Very good deployment. You can reverse flick this one too. So detent is not too strong to reverse flick on the satin blade, or sorry, stone washed blade. Then this one, a little bit of a lighter detent on this one, but it doesn't matter with a flipper tab like this. When you have a flipper tab like this, the detent could be very light and you're gonna flip it open every time, just because it's so high compared to the pivot. Good ergonomics. I do like the ergos. These are pretty consistent across the board. This one's just a little bit lighter than these two, but these two are pretty much the same. But the ergos, really good. You are pushed back by the flipper tab, and it does have jimping right there. So you do feel that, but it also kind of locks you in. You feel like, you know, it's gonna, one, protect you from sliding up the blade. It could be a little bit irritating to somebody with soft fingers. I have a big, thick scar right there, so I don't actually even feel it, but I know it's there. I can, you know, feel it kind of poking into me a little bit. The access to the lock bar is good. They did give a little bit of traction there. Man, that thing cranks out there. Great texturing on the G10. We do have a reversible deep carry clip. Does have flat screws, but it's not in set. Or it's almost flat screws. They're like kind of countersunk button screws. But T6 hardware, very good geometry, nice and thin behind the edge. My biggest complaint so far is this plunge grind and well, let me go to the detent really quick, because the detent is a little late when you close it. So right there is where it lands. Normally you want the detent to be right there. So by the time you hit here, you're already on to the tang of the blade with the ball, because you have a detent ball right there, right? So when you disengage, if you lightly disengage, it'll hit that ball, and then you got to overcome the ball for the liner to move out of the way, right? Now, if you keep it all the way out of the way, you can drop it down and hit your finger and just let it slide past. This one, you can see by the time you hit your finger, it's still not on the blade. So you have to get it past that. So that is a little late. Now you can do it. You just have to really get it low. And you know, a lot of people aren't going to ever care about that. That doesn't matter to a lot of people, because a lot of people just go like this and then push it. But, you know, to those that do care, you know, it's got a little bit of a later detent when it comes to closing it. Other than that, the sharpening tool and plunge grind, I don't like plunge grinds like this. I want them to be separated from the edge. This one hits the edge, so when you sharpen it, you will sharpen into this. Not a huge deal with an affordable knife, but it's still something I personally like to see. It is nice and thin behind the edge, and the ergonomics do make this where it could be a very good slicer. Utility cuts are going to be good. It's got a nice balance. All in all, you know, it's pretty damn cool. I'm liking it, you know, pretty good. Let me look at the prices really quick of these. Okay, so I'm gonna have to insert something in the middle of this video when I transition from this knife to this knife, because these are only this is $21 right here. This one's 23, these ones are 23, and then these over here are $23. So what a phenomenal price. D2 steel, I'm not mad at that for that price. Great steel for the money. So I gotta say, these are an incredible, incredible value. So if you're looking for a between $20 and $30 knife and you want good quality, these are definitely something to check out. These are really, really good for the price. So like I said, D2 steel, a little over 20 bucks. Man, you can't go wrong with that. Pretty damn cool. I'll link everything down in the description for you guys. So work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.